Well, it looks like the lagoon is in need of a doser, so I'm going to install one of those today and give you a little update on how the Llama's Lagoon has been doing. Let's go. What's up, coral people? If you're new here, my name is Remy. This is the Bahama Llama Coral YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know whenever I upload new videos. Right off the bat, I wanted to mention all the amazing deals right now that you can get for Black Friday. Yes, I'm going to date this video a little bit, and that's okay, but I was going to install this Seche pump, this return pump on the frag tank this weekend, and I need a couple parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this in the next video or the video after that. I'm excited to get this on the tank, but right now these are going for like 30% off on most of the major retailers. So make sure to get in on this because out of all the manufacturers, I feel like Seche has some of the best deals right now. So go check that out for sure. Did you get a good deal on a new piece of equipment or some new coral? Make sure to comment down below and tell me what you got. Seems like all these Black Friday sales are happening way earlier this year. It's 2020. I get it. Okay, so for the last couple months, I've suspected a measurable swing in parameters on the lagoon tank. There's definitely some element consumption going on right now at a higher rate than what I'm able to keep up with as far as water changes are concerned. I'm on a bi-weekly water change schedule with the lagoon at this point, but it seems like the elements kind of swing, they dip for sure, to kind of an unsafe territory that I don't want to be in. Hopefully in this video, this is kind of an easy to follow guide on how to start dosing your nano tank. I get this question a lot. When do I start dosing? The simple answer is when your coral is consuming more calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium than a water change can fix. If you've been in the hobby for a while, this concept may seem very basic to you, but I remember when I first started, I was like, alkalinity? What? Magnesium? Calcium? What are you talking about? So in the beginning of your nano tank's life, you're probably not stuffing it with inhabitants. You're adding a piece here, you're adding a piece there, and then several months down the road, you've got a full tank of coral that is growing and thriving, hopefully. And eventually the consumption of elements will stack up so much that you're not able to keep up with that with a regular water change. Now this does depend on what kind of coral you're keeping and how stocked your tank is. Just to give you an idea, the lagoon is about 1.5 years old, and I'm just now starting to dose. All right, step one, start testing daily. Just for this video, we're gonna do alkalinity, and we're gonna test that on a daily basis. Couple tips, test at the same time every day. For me, I always test before the nightly feeding. I get my samples before all of that food goes in the water, and then you're gonna chart your results every day. You can use a spreadsheet, you can use a piece of paper like I do, and then you'll start to see a noticeable change if you need to be dosing. The Hanna Alkalinity Checker is by far the best, most efficient, fastest way to test your alkalinity. And I'll be honest, I can't say that about all of the Hanna products. There's a lot more steps involved with the calcium, there's a lot more steps involved with the nitrate, but the alkalinity is like one step. You get your sample water, you put the reagent in, you turn it upside down 5 times, and then you're able to put it right there in the alkalinity checker and get that number. What I'm saying is every reefer should have the Hanna Alkalinity Checker for sure. Link in the description. And right now, a really good deal. Step 2, now that you've determined that you need to dose, you need to grab a doser. I should say this will be most convenient if you have a doser. You can hand dose, but I will tell you from experience, it becomes very annoying. And you're bound to, be gone with family, you're bound to leave your house for several days, whatever that may be. And if you don't have that automation, it may swing your tank one way or the other. So there are a wide variety of dosers on the market. Thankfully, there's only 2 or 3 that you gotta choose from when it comes to the single head Wi-Fi dosers. I'll be dosing Nano Reef, which is perfect for the nano setup because it's just all right here in this bottle. So this has calcium, magnesium, alkalinity, and supplemental trace elements as well. So this has got a lot of good stuff for your nano tank. If you're gonna dose calcium and magnesium and maybe some trace elements or something separately, and you wanna be able to manipulate that on an individual level, then you're gonna want a 4-head doser. For the lagoon, I picked up this Comore X1 micro dosing pump. A lot of my friends have used this, they like it. This is from CoralView. CoralView is a great company. And right now, these are crazy on sale too. less than $50 for a doser. Great deal, link in the description. Step 3, once you have determined how much your coral is consuming on a daily basis, you'll want to go to your directions on whatever you're using, whether that's Bionic or that's All for Reef or whatever it is, and do the conversions and make sure that you are delivering the right amount of alkalinity, magnesium, calcium on a daily basis. I know All for Reef has a dosing calculator on their website. I'll link that in the description below. So if you're gonna use this for your nano tank, it's perfect. It'll at least get you a good start, and then you can kind of monitor from there. And what's nice about the Wi-Fi dosers is you don't have to go in and like, I don't know, some of the Jabo dosers where you have to like go into all the menus on it. I trust the Wi-Fi one so much more just because it's on my phone. I can calibrate it and we're good to go. Plus it allows me to make little tiny doses throughout the day to keep that as even as possible. Step 4, continue to monitor with testing every other day or every couple days after you've set your schedule up. You just want to make sure the numbers aren't depleting anymore, but you also want to make sure you're not overdosing. So make sure you choose your numbers and stick with those. For reference, I like to keep my tanks at 8.5 alkalinity, around 420 calcium, around 1350 magnesium. Pretty standard really. And really that boils down to what kind of salt you use. So I use Fritz Blue Box, which comes in around 8.2, 8.5-ish usually. And that way I don't have to do any supplemental dosing for every single water change that I do. And there's actually a lot of different ways that you can get these things accomplished. You can make sure that your tank is steady with things like Kalkwasser. A lot of people use that in their top-off water. The Frag tank runs ESV Bionic 2-part. Some do smaller, more consistent water changes. Some do auto water changes. One thing I love about Fritz is if you want to know the measurements that it came out of the factory at, you can always email them your batch number on your box, and they'll be able to tell you the alkalinity, the magnesium, the calcium, and all that stuff. So you can actually kind of calibrate and test your equipment as well to see about where you're at. If you have any questions on dosing, please leave them in the comment section below. I know this wasn't like a total comprehensive video on dosing, but it'll at least get you started. I'm definitely not an expert and I'm learning as I go. There are far more qualified reefers out there on YouTube to get you through the science-y portion of this, but this is just kind of an introduction to dosing your nano tank. Overall, I think the lagoon has been doing pretty well. It's been through a lot, but I think we're in an okay place right now. From dinos to some algae here and there, but for the most part, I think it's really growing into itself. The Zoa garden is filling in quite nicely. Looks like the rainbow trolls and the Oompa Loompas are kind of dominating all of the other Zoas. The Venom X there in the front too. All the mushrooms are looking really nice. There's a jawbreaker mushroom in there. And unfortunately, I think I might have a little infestation of these orange mushrooms back here. They are just growing all over the place and could pose a little bit of an issue here down the road. I think the only thing that I'm really concerned about at this point is a little bit of translucence in the torch, and there's a hammer down there that's not really super happy right now. They seem to be acting as normal, but a little bit translucent right now. Really loving this dark green long polyp weeping willow. It's really, really awesome. But overall, everything seems to be going pretty well, and I hope that the dosing of this tank will keep everything even keel for now. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a wrap video on each one of these tanks as we close out the year, just to see where we started and where they're at now. I also wanna get back to Ben and Tyler's houses because they both have done so much to their tanks. Tyler has a new tank that he hasn't really put out there yet, Inland_Reef, and Ben totally changed his setup. He's put the tanks into a wall. He built a wall around the tanks. It looks so cool, and I can't wait to take you back. And I'm still looking to hit that 10,000 subscriber goal by the end of the year, so if you could help me do that, that would be so awesome. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload new videos. If you're following the Ocean State Aquatics journey, Scott Crow had a huge announcement last week. They're expanding again. I'm telling you guys, when this dude goes, he goes big. Congratulations to Scott, and of course everybody at OSA, even though it's a freshwater store. I'm happy for your growth. I'm hoping to get one more box of coral from OSA before the end of the year, so I'll definitely take you along on that journey. I've been eyeing a couple pieces over the last 6 to 8 months, and I know of a couple that I'm getting, but I might let them surprise. We might do like a collaboration video like we've done in the past, and then we'll do an unboxing video here on the channel. So I'm excited for that. So much, man, so much in 2020. What a year. What a dang year. What a dang old, wait a minute, hold up, fasten your seatbelts kind of year. Can't wait to get out of this car. Hopefully it's like woods and a calm lake with a glassy veneer and mountains and peace and quiet and double rainbows all the way. Coming for you, 2021, coming for you. All right, be safe, and I'll see you next week.